Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was born Francis Albert Sinatra in 1915. And Frank Sinatra is a pioneer in what today we would refer to as the youth movement. Although at the time, the term hadn't really been coined yet. But he was a man who started listening to Bing Crosby as a kid and was really inspired. And he really turned his attention to trumpeter and band leader Henry James, because at the time in the 50s, that was kind of what was it, big band. And after a brief stint working with James, Sinatra really decided that he wanted to become a singer in his own right. And during the 50s and 60s, he started doing a nightclub act and affiliated himself with people like Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., and they became what is widely known today as the Rat Pack. They were just basically a group of friends who would get up on stage and who would joke around with each other, and then Frank would sing, Dean would sing, and and Sammy would tell a joke, and it was so entertaining for the people around them that they really became an act, but the act really was forged out of their friendship for each other. And Frank Sinatra, it's, you know, now it seems kind of normal, but just the fact that he would have a partnership with somebody like Sammy Davis Jr. is really something that says a lot about his character. Because at the time, Sammy Davis Jr. was not only black, he was a black Jew. I mean, this was something that was full of controversy, and so the fact that Sinatra said, like, no, he's part of my crew, he's one of us, and protected him is something that is certainly very noteworthy. Something else about Sinatra is that he had a long-standing marriage to a woman named Nancy. His daughter is also named Nancy, so let's not confuse the two. But Frank, being a devout Catholic, never divorced her, even though he had a long-standing love affair with Ava Gardner. Now, he and Ava were on and off for so many years that it's almost hard to pinpoint exactly when they were and when they weren't together. But it's widely noted that he really loved Ava. And when Ava died of complications from pneumonia in 1990, there was a single flower on her gravestone with a note on it that said, "Love always, Francis." And it was obviously from Sinatra, and it's just a testament. I mean, this was in 1990, so a testament to just how he really did love Ava Gardner his whole life. But unfortunately, because Frank was a man of morals and who had been raised in a strict home, he really didn't feel that he could divorce, even to be with somebody that he loved. Another interesting thing about Frank Sinatra is that he was reputedly tied to mob activities. No one was ever really able to make these things stick, but it's definitely possible. I mean, he was in Las Vegas. He was in Las Vegas at the time of the riots of the mob. I think the things that are most important to remember about Frank Sinatra are that, first of all, he had an unbelievable singing voice. He really did. I mean, even today you can listen to old Sinatra recordings and you can really enjoy them. Number two, he was really a pioneer in what today would be called the youth movement. He was part of a group of young guys who kind of snubbed the counterculture and said, hey, we're young, we're hip, this is what we're about. And they got on stage and they made jokes that at the time were considered rather lewd, although in this day and age they would certainly be considered not even pushing the envelope. At the time they were really ahead of their time. And along with the Rat Pack, they really revolutionized entertainment as we know it today. So Frank Sinatra is somebody who we really need to remember on that level. We also need to remember that after the Rat Pack, he was able to continue a wonderful singing career, and that Frank Sinatra is somebody who will always be respected.